Hello, welcome to my channel. I am going to go onto my Instagram and find a couple patterns that are available there for free. I'm gonna test them out. I don't know if that'll be interesting to you, but that's what's happening today. So here we go, to Instagram. I already have some saved from a while ago, so now I just need to go through the ones that I already have saved. Here's the criteria for the patterns I want to use. I want it to be something that's not going to take very long. Ideally, no to very little sewing. I think that's about it. This goldfish is kind of cute. Would I need to sell it with a jar? I'm going to look at the pattern of that goldfish and see about how long it will take. It's only 12 rounds. Yeah, I think I'm going to try this one. And I think I'm going to try this one. Mochi Monsters. It looks like a fairly straightforward pattern, but then also I see that some people have done different eyes on them. Like, I think it's, I can't really see what I'm doing right there. That's really cute. They added eyelids. Yeah, I think this is the one I'm going to try out. Just a little bit of surface stitching. This one's on brand for me and it's pretty heckin' cute. If I do a third pattern, if I have time, this will be the other one. So let's start with the fish. I have an orange color that I've been struggling, not really struggling, but kind of struggling to find something to use. I thought it would be a good idea to get all the colors of the rainbow in that Hobie yarn, and it's been all right, but I didn't have like a color in mind to mix it with. I think this would be a really good one to start the goldfish with. Is going to be, I don't know if this is toucan or feels like honey bunny. Actually, I could figure it out. So I've only had one order and I've only ordered one orange ever, so I should be able to go onto my order history. I'm terrible about keeping the papers. We gave our website a glow up. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring over your order history. Not ideal, we know. Okay, well, let me look up the chenille yarn. So it's definitely toucan. It's toucan, super bulky, number 9. This is number 9 from Hobie. That's the color. They don't have like names. They have numbers for their colors. It recommends on the Hobie page to use a 6. On the pattern, it recommends using a 4.5 or 5. I think that my experience, because I'm a fairly tight, I hold a heavy tension, I think I'm going to use a 5. And I'm not going to do a keychain as of this moment. I think I could add one in later. Okay, good. So this is in US terminology as well. I messed up once not realizing that the UK says double crochet and they mean single crochet. I was like, how are they doing this whole amigurumi thing in double crochet? That's crazy. I'm gonna get to it. Now I'm not going to show the pattern, but down in the bottom will be a link. I can't remember exactly which page it was in the last video where I shared patterns, but I had a hard time. I was putting the link in and it was like a 7-line link for one pattern, which is why I didn't give actual links. I just gave the where to find it and who it is. I'm not entirely sure what I did wrong or how I can get a link better. If you know, please let me know. I will say that this yarn is nice for a lot of things, but like the magic ring is a little bit difficult. Sometimes I have to help it through. But I do find that it doesn't come loose. So once it's set, it's set. It's better if I know the pattern really well and I don't have to do a lot of ripping back. That's when I get into trouble with this yarn. Depending on the pattern or whatever, I will start it with chain 2 instead of the magic ring, because starting the magic ring can be a challenge. I'm gonna turn on a show that I'm watching, just get to work. This is just me reviewing to see if it's one that I'm going to use and to share a pattern with you. All right, now I'm just gonna stuff this little guy. Getting close to done. In the beginning, the magic ring was giving me issues. Then I messed up a row and had to redo that. So being at 15 minutes, that tells me that if I got this pattern like down, might be actually really good. I don't know how it fits into what I'm trying to do, but it's pretty cute. I'm maybe about 10 minutes in and I'm about halfway done. I'm getting ready to put the eyes in. I think that's good placement, right? Oh wait, this one's a little better. I think that's better. I mean, you could tell me down in the comments, but this video is already up. Out of curiosity, what would you have done? Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. Okay, keep going.
I like the tree thing. I think that you did awesome. The artist designed something else that would work that I really love.
I've gotten to a pretty much about halfway, and I should check my count every row, but really I just do it periodically. Good to go. Highly recommend doing that. Getting ready to cut. Now it's just a matter of weaving this in. I see that there is a top fin, which when I was looking at this pattern, I didn't realize that. It is surface crochet. I think this pattern took me maybe 20 minutes. With some time of getting used to the pattern, I honestly think I could cut this down to 15 minutes or maybe a little less. You can't cut a whole lot of time, but I definitely think I could probably get to 15 minutes. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna make another one. Still in orange? Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay in orange. I'm gonna make another one. And then I'm gonna time it, and then I could tell you for sure how long it would take. And now that I know the pattern, I'm a little familiar, I won't take as long. Here we go. Already wasting time. Oh no, I kind of put those ones on a little lopsided, but it's okay. For a quick make, it's okay. Mind you, I've been not just straight crocheting, but we're at about the halfway point. 7 minutes, so that's good. Probably if I was like taking out what I do recording and crocheting and just straight crocheting, I probably would be around 6.5 minutes. Kind of on par with what I was thinking, actually. I am just to the point where I'm stuffing it. 10 minutes, 31 seconds. Like recording, I do take a little bit longer, and so I'm actually shocked. Depending on how long the top fin takes, because I haven't done that part yet. I think even maybe 12 minutes. I make mini frogs, and that's about how long they take, so it's like, that's pretty good. I'm gonna finish up this last little bit. Without weaving it in, and without doing the top fin yet, I'm at 12 minutes, 30 seconds. I think if pushed, and I wasn't hot and trying to record and worrying about like all of that part of it, up to this point, I could easily get done in 10 minutes. And I can't imagine that the top fin that they're gonna have me surface stitch is gonna take that long at all. 10 minutes, that's really good. I'm gonna have to time myself on the frogs. Well, and that also counts for, like the time is still ticking, right? I think I could easily get up to this point done in 10 minutes or under, which would mean that I could do 6 in an hour. That's pretty cool. Maybe I can make like a little witch's hat or something to make it like more on theme. Now let's see about this top fin situation. The last slide, she actually has a video tutorial of, like, not a spoken tutorial, but it's a video showing the instructions for the top fin, which for a free pattern that's a written pattern on Instagram, that's pretty cool. I wonder if she has a YouTube. I don't like how that first bit looks. Maybe my tension isn't good or something, I don't know. Okay, it's a little fiddly, but it's not the hardest thing that I've done. And then what? So now adding in the fin, and I was having a little bit of problems, and I've stopped and talked to you and everything. I haven't weaved in the ends. Here it is. I think easily, once I get the hang of like where to put the fin and everything, after sewing off, I definitely think 12 minutes or less. I'm going to weave this one in, and then we're gonna move on to the monsters. This is the finished product with the Hobie yarn, which is not a very thick yarn. I mean, it's chenille, but it's not like Bernat Blanket. So like a Bernat Blanket would be bigger, and then a velvet, depending on the velvet, but most of the velvets I work with would be smaller. I think that's pretty cute, actually. Now, on to the monster. What color and type of yarn for the monster? I don't know why, but I'm feeling like this. It's baby velvet. The strings are gonna be small, but that might be okay. Now let's see if I can find the center pole. Sometime, ooh, wait. Yay, that wasn't too bad at all. Let's pull up this pattern. Oh, interesting. The person that did the goldfish is the same person that did the small frogs that I have. Where are the monsters? Monsters, where are you? This yarn is much thicker, so I feel like I'm even going to end up needing, I'm gonna try a 3.5. She does something where it's 6 in the magic ring and then increase next. I have a problem, I don't know if it's my tension, but it tends to cone. What I'm going to do is take out that first row, and instead of it being 6 single crochet in the magic ring, I'm gonna change it to 12. So mine might look a little different than if you were to do exactly what she wrote. I just find that it gives a more rounded top, and maybe you want a more cone-shaped top, or maybe you don't have that same issue with your crochet. I do tend to get that like coned top. Now before I go any further, make sure I have the right stitch count. Perfect. And now on to the rest of it. When I do work with velvet, I will come in and basically tie a knot. Oh wait, it's less likely to slip. This yarn feels extra slippery, and I don't know if it's because it's the baby yarn, so it's a little finer, so I'm going to do a second one. And it doesn't look real pretty, but it's going to be on the inside. So right there, I have the 2. You can't see it real well, but it's going to be on the inside. You're not even going to know. All right, I'm on round 9, starting round 9. And this is taking longer than the fish, but that's to be expected. Even though it's smaller, the yarn is also smaller. I think that there is round about 3 times as many stitches round. So if you had it next to each other in the same yarn, this one would be 3 times bigger-ish than this one. It makes sense, it's taking longer. Overall, no problems with the pattern at all. It's pretty straightforward. I'm placing the eyes, and I can't decide if they're too small. What do you think? So the first ones I put in were 6mm. Now I'm gonna try the 8s. I think I'm gonna do the 8s, but I don't think that the 6s were like terrible. It's just my preference. All right, I'm hitting a spot just now where either I miscounted or what. If I were to do as many stitches in between as they want, one foot would be on the side and one foot would be toward the front. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to move this one back 1, and I'm gonna have to move this one forward 1 to make it fit in the right spot. Sometimes when I get distracted, I will go over my stitch like line where it's supposed to be, and so it could be me and not the pattern so much, or it could be the yarn. But just pay attention to that when you're doing any patterns. I've had that happen with paid patterns and free patterns, but if you notice that things are not aligning, just add a stitch or subtract a stitch and you get it where you want it to be. You do not have to follow it to the letter, because number 1, you could have messed it up, and number 2, it could be your yarn or your tension, or maybe it was a genuine mistake, but there's nothing wrong with it. Once you have a pretty good feel for the craft itself, you should be able to adjust minorly. No one's coming in and grading you. So if you don't do the pattern exactly the way they wrote the pattern, no one's going to come in and tell you you messed up. Or if they do we care? I don't think we care. So I had to move it over 1 and squish it in 1 on the other side. And I feel like this happened too with the Winnie the Pooh and Friends, so I am having a pretty good feeling that it could be me and my tension. All right, a little snag here. It does not look like the horns were surface crocheted. I feel like I would rather surface crochet than make 2 pieces. I think I'm gonna try to make one of the horns, see how long it takes. I'm gonna try and stick to the way they did it. This yarn is Canon Velvet from, I believe it's Yarn Bee Hobby Lobby yarn. I've been trying really hard to try out different yarns to try and find a good substitute for the Juicy Couture Velvet. And this is not a hit for me, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, I see the shape here. It didn't take long to do. I'm gonna fasten this one off, and I'm gonna attempt to surface crochet the same thing. I feel like the way that she had me do it, the side that she designed the horn is a little more sticky outy, and then this one is a little more rounded. So I guess if you wanted like a more arrow shape, you would do it her way. I do like the pointy horns, but I think surface crocheting would be just as cute. I guess it's preference, and it's probably gonna be like what my mood is. You just get preferences, you know, when you're creating things. I'm gonna do the horns in the mouth off camera, show you the finished product, and then get everything out for the next one. This has been an easy pattern. It definitely didn't go as quickly as the Goldfish pattern. That's okay, because this one's more on brand of the things that I want in my booth, so I would be willing to put in the extra work, because I know if I take this and put it in Bernat and the blanket yarn, it's gonna be really large, or even a larger, not baby velvet yarn. It's gonna be bigger. I think that the payout of this is worth the extra, especially if it's bigger. Right now they're about the same size, so as far as like pricing, they would be priced similarly. Maybe doing the baby velvet would not make that much sense to sell it. I just thought it would be cute, and this color was good. But I do have a pink in this yarn. I think this one's worth it being bigger. At its biggest, I think this one is 12 stitches, and this one's biggest row, it's 30 stitches. So obviously it's gonna take longer to crochet 30 stitches over 12. I like it. I like so far. It's been enjoyable, and it's a little bit brainless. I don't have to pay a lot of attention. The only spot was where those legs are. If I'm thinking about the extra rows, this one would probably be closer to a half an hour make. Do I make another pattern, or do I time myself doing this one? I think I'm gonna make another pattern first, and then I'll come back and time myself if I have time. It's a yes for me. I'm gonna finish it up, and then we'll move on to our third pattern. I just had some dinner. Right before dinner, I finished the horns on this guy, and I'm gonna say, apparently my mic wasn't working for that last chunk. So if the audio sucks, I'm sorry. It's not my intention. I know I should sew the mouth on this. I don't want to right now. So I'm gonna move on to the next pattern. Husband has requested that I make it out of this. He said it looks like mycelium. If it's mycelium, then it should be the bottom bit, or should it be the cap? This one has 17 rounds, so it's a little bigger. It kind of has the popple top. If I use this for the body, for the cap, this one for the body, and this one for the cap, or should it be the body and then the cap? Oh, this has a YouTube tutorial as well. My Universe 64. And she has a bunch of free patterns. This is just the one that I'm most excited about of her collection, just because it fits what I'm trying to do. I think this one will be the body. Change my mind. Because like the bottom of the mushroom is usually lighter, right? And even though this has dark bits, it's lighter. Because this is a chunkier yarn, I am going to go up to I think 5.5.
I guess you could technically call us that, but it's not that way. I consider her, you know, a full sister. She's my sister. She's not my stepsister.
I guess I am making the cap first. That makes so much more sense. I was like, why isn't there a spot where you put in the legs yet? All right, this makes sense. I'm working my way. I think I might have used too small of a hook. We'll have to see. His head is sitting up really high, and it's supposed to kind of squish down, and it's wanting to stay up. That's okay. I mean, it's not, I didn't even want to do the cap this color on accident. So in the pattern, it says body, and I naively, without really checking ahead on the pattern, just like assuming I knew how it would work, I assumed it meant the body, and then when it switched, it was going to be the cap. But how she does it is a different color of text means the different color to use, and had I realized that, I would have done it different. Although it's a cute hat, but I think personally I should have done a 6mm hook because it's quite stiff. We eat real mushrooms.
If you eat the same mushroom, the same real mushroom as you crochet, you will be sick.
Oh, is this a poisonous mushroom?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good mushrooms, but there's a lot of mushrooms that make you sick.
And there's a lot of mushrooms that are poison.
Yeah, that's why it's always important to know what kind of mushroom you're eating for sure.
Can we go to the park?
Trying to shape him, but again, a little stiff. But he's still a mushroom. It's just.
Can I try and squish?
Oh,
It's very hard.
his head doesn't want to stay down.
Yeah,
Dang it.
that's true.
I should have done a 6, I think. Or even a 6.5. I don't know. But if I do it in the Bernat Blanket, I'm going to have to play with it. I'm finishing up this mushy guy. I think I'm going
There's
to
a
time
monster.
myself doing this in a bigger yarn. I want to know about how to price it. I don't think this one calls for a mouth. It doesn't. A mouth might be cute though.
It's called mushroom.
Mushroom and mushroom.
I've seen people make butts, but
Mushroom
That'd be
puppy.
freaking cute.
Mushroom.
I don't want to make a second one of that because I don't want to use
What?
this yarn again. Bye. Thanks for coming in.
Oh,
Mommy's actually working right now.
let's look at the mushroom.
Let's look at the mushrooms.
Though it was okay to make, I don't really want to make another one. I don't know why. It wasn't hard. What I do want to do is try to make this one in the same yarn as this one. I want to see how much this like size scale up is. Also, I'm going to time myself. So the first time around with the fish, I didn't time myself. I made the second one. That one came in around 12 minutes, probably pushing, I could do 10. Well, 17 minutes on camera, but to be honest, I think I could probably do it for 12. Let's see, what color? You can't really tell, but this one's like more blue and this one's more pink. I'm gonna do this one. And I still have the paper for one, it's Toucan color 12. The one that I almost picked, but I think I have a plan to do something else with it, is this Toucan color 17. I wanna do this one. And this one's like, not quite pink, but it's not quite purple either. And my kids are jumping on the trampoline. If you're hearing that in the background, or kids like acting crazy, that's, you know, my kids. I'm not gonna discourage it, because otherwise they'd be banging on my door. Oh, that's cute. Maybe in the future I'll do this one. Comment down below if you have any free patterns you'd like me to try. All right, and we're going on monster number 2. And what did I use? I used a 5. Now, I'm gonna do fairly minimal talking because I really wanna see about how much I should think of charging. The magic ring always kills me on this Toucan yarn because if, oh no, maybe I should just start over on this one. Dang it. Well, there goes a minute. All right, fine. Starting over. This Toucan yarn gives me a hard time with the magic ring. So when I make that first knot, the velvet, you have to tighten it down really tight to keep it from slipping. Before I tighten it down, I need to pull the loop as tight as I can, because if you could see here, it will do that super quick. I dislike and I like. I dislike it because it makes some things like ripping stitches back hard, but I like it because it means that the stitch is pretty steadfast. Like, it doesn't move much. I don't find it to be as slippery, so it's just a matter of preference. If I'm really good at a pattern, then I don't mind using this yarn for that because I don't have to rip back as far or as often.
Picked up work, and a couple went to school, and we've been working together now.
I'm having to rip back, which sucks. I'm at 7 minutes in, and I would say about 2 of it has been figuring out what the heck went wrong. It's, you know, the end of my work time, my window of time that Will and I have decided for me to do this, right? And I just get tired and then I make sillier mistakes. Maybe this isn't the best time to time it. I can kind of figure out roundabout how much a mistake will cost me time-wise. Let's just hope that's the only one. I'm running out of daylight here, so yeah, this will be the last one I make for the video, of course. All right, now I'm back on track. This is where I should have been. I probably would have gotten a whole other row done in the time it took to fix that. That's unfortunate, but here we are. All we can do is move forward now. I'm about halfway through. I've done the first set of legs. I'm about to do the second set. I had a feeling it'd be bigger, but it's like a lot bigger. And we are at 20 minutes, but I did have to rip back and start again and with the recording and stuff, but I had a feeling this one would take longer. And actually I think I specifically said that it has about 3 times more stitches, so I wouldn't be shocked if it took 3 times as long. So to this point, I think my calculations are about right. Just gonna keep on trucking along. All right, things are good. I'm getting to the point where I need to sew it up. I am at 29 minutes. I should have thought this out when I was picking colors. I need to pick eyes. One of the hard things of creating is I think about it too much. So I think I'm just gonna do a nice like silver. And I'm using 20 millimeter safety eyes. Because I know the silver will look pretty, and I'm sure I could think of another creative color combination, but for the sake of, you know, timing it, I'm really losing the light. You could tell my face is getting like super blue. Do I want them like looking up, like sad, or I feel like, oh, that's cute. Yeah? Okay. Getting these comic eyes to like be even has been a challenge for the perfectionist in me. I'm at 33 minutes. I put the safety eyes in, my battery died. The timing of this is not perfect. It's calculating out about what I expected. This doesn't have the horns or the mouth. I think I was right in saying that it would take 3 times as long. That's fine. I mean, 2 of these in an hour, if I were actually pushing it and focusing, that's pretty cool. It's freaking cute. I'm gonna finish it up. I'm gonna check in when it's all done, because stopping and recording and stuff, I'm losing the light so quick. I'm getting tired. I'm almost done. All right, so I finished this guy in 44 minutes. I think I could probably do it in about 30. If I add a mouth and teeth or eyelashes or eyelids or something, probably closer to 35 minutes. In recap today, I made 2 goldfish. This one still needs a top fin and to be tied off. 2 monsters. They need their mouth still. If I'm gonna add like eyelashes or a waterline or something, then that's what's left on these. These are all free patterns on Instagram. This one had a YouTube video for sure. I can't remember what the other ones did. I know that there was a small piece of this one where they were showing how to do the tail, and that was a video on the Instagram, but I don't know if that means that she also has a YouTube video. I just know that there was a video explaining how to start to do the fin. If you're looking for any specific type of free pattern or low-sew pattern or whatever, just let me know in the comments, and I could see if I could rustle some up and try some out for you, or even some paid ones. If it's one that I'm interested in, I might buy it and then test it out. I haven't decided yet exactly how these videos are going to go. If I get a specific pattern or type of pattern or animal to try, even if it's not an amigurumi, I am open to doing other patterns as well. Just leave it in the comment section below, and I might put it in my next video where I test out patterns. So far, my favorite find of the day, as far as the easiest, was this one, and the quickest. Like, this was a good quick make. I don't know that it's something that I would carry always, but it was so quick to make that it'd be hard to say no to. As far as like my favorite, how cute it was, this is pretty awesome. This one is cute. I need to try a different fabric. This fabric can be really stiff, which is good, but for the mushies, the popping mushies, it's not the best. But this is for my husband anyway, so it's okay that I tested out on this one. But I think I need to try either a different yarn or a way different hook. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.